collections. The Archaic Gallery. Kouros. Attributes and meaning. Kouros are invariably naked, beardless and take a formulaic advancing posture. Yet a small number of early Kouros do have a belt around their waists, a practice that dies out at the turn of the 6th century. Such belts have traditionally been assumed to be an abbreviated symbol of a more complex costume. However, fully clothed contemporary figures also exist, suggesting that it was not just a sculptor's shorthand for clothing but a signifier in itself. This, it has been suggested, may have been an attribute of Apollo, athleticism or magical powers, though its iconography remains obscure. Further, there is the problem of the nakedness of the Kouros and if this is also an attribute. Again, this may have represented athletic nudity, immortalizing the youth as he appeared in the palestra, but no examples have been found at Olympia nor do they bear any allusion to athletic equipment. As well as being found in the sanctuaries of Apollo at Delphi, Delos and Mount Toyon, they were also found dedicated at the sanctuaries of Hera at Samos, and those of Athena and Poseidon at Saunion, so the contention that they depict Apollo is at the very least problematic. Yet it remains the case that the majority were from Apollonian sites and dedicated to that god, which has led Brunhild Ridgway to suggest that the early, belted form of the Kouros type was introduced in the late 7th century as a replacement for the colossal representation of him. And over time the votive and funerary functions of the sculpture became divorced whilst its attributes were shed and its form became more generic until, in the late 6th century, it could serve a number of uses depending on context and location. This benevolent argument put forward by Duckett was elaborated by Andrew Stewart with his argument that the distribution of Kouros coincides with those city-states where the aristocracy were in ascendancy, and that in this alternation between the divine and the memorial is an identification of aristocratic art with the immortal.